NHL teams have a dark and colored home jersey, a white away jersey, and most of them have a complimentary alternate jersey to complete the set. Today we're going to be ranking every NHL team's uniform set for the 2023-24 season. I also have a special guest with me today. My friend at Gameday Hockey, linked in description, has joined me today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And we're both going to rank the teams together. So let's get started with our first team. So first up, going in alphabetical order, we have the Anaheim Ducks with their 3 jerseys here. And I've gone and put them in 27th place, so kind of lower down in my list. I think for me, that orange alternate jersey is a big hit, but the home and away jerseys, the kind of matching set they have there, it's kind of an outdated jersey template idea. So really, I am ranking them this low just because I want them to change that home and away set and also maybe transition away from the WebD logo and then over to the Duck goalie mask logo.
Yeah, for Anaheim, I also had them ranked really low at 28th for me. Orange is just not my favorite color for hockey jerseys in general. I don't really love their logo, and I don't dislike the dark home jerseys as much as I do the white jerseys, and I really, really dislike the alternate orange jerseys.
Now for the Arizona Coyotes, and I put them all the way in 6th place. Pretty high position for them, top 10. And really with Arizona, I loved how they released that Desert Night jersey, their alternate jersey for this season, and it looks fantastic in my opinion. And then of course that home and away set is one of my favorites in the NHL. I love how they brought the Kachina back, and it looks good in the modern Adidas trim as well. They did a really nice job.
Okay, so Arizona Coyotes, this is one where I know we have a pretty big difference of opinion. I have it all the way down at 31. It's just not my favorite. The Kachina was never my favorite. I liked their jersey from a couple years ago and when they used the Kachina as the alternate. But overall, the color scheme, the design, the rickrack, it's just too much. It's my hometown team, so maybe I see it too much, but it's just way down the list for me.
Yeah, that's true. I could certainly see how the new Kachina jerseys are definitely a bit busy, but I really didn't like the jerseys that they used before. Up next now with the Boston Bruins, and I put them in 18th place in my list. I'm a fan of the home and away set. I think it's a good design, but I am not a huge fan of that alternate jersey. That B logo just isn't that great. It kind of looks very similar to the home jersey, so that is kind of a problem for me.
The Boston Bruins, I have them at number 19. This is just a classic one. It's not my favorite color scheme, black and gold, but overall it's a solid jersey, so I just rank it pretty much right there in the middle.
Now for the Buffalo Sabres, and you got some of the best home and away jerseys out of any NHL team, and you got an alternate jersey that I think is the best alternate jersey in the NHL. And for those reasons, it's going to be my first place team. And really that black go-ahead jersey is so nice. I'm so glad they brought it back as a permanent alternate jersey. And it's a really great contrast to the home and away colors. I think this entire set is just really complimentary. So Buffalo really nailing all their jerseys. That's why they're at number 1 for me.
It looks like we pretty much agree on the Buffalo Sabres. I have them at number 4. I just love the color scheme. The blue and gold together is so strong. I really like that the white jersey has the blue on the shoulders, and then the home blue jersey is just solid. It's really clean look. And if they are going to use the goat head jerseys, which it looks like they will, the black and red, that is just a solid combo. It gives them kind of that totally different look and energy for the games where they wear those. Overall, this is just a strong combination. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a great combination. When they switch to that goat head black jersey, the whole crowd really embraces that jersey. And I mean, it's not something they want to go back to full time, but I think everyone loves when they bring those out and they wear them on the ice. And yes, they look very menacing as well. For the Calgary Flames now, and they are in 11th place for me, pretty high. I was really happy that they went for the more retro look for the home and away jerseys, and I'm a huge fan of the Blasty jersey as their alternate and how they brought it back. Just overall, this set is really nice, but there are better sets in my opinion.
Sometimes there's a jersey set that you just don't take to and you don't really know why, and for me that's Calgary in this case. I have them ranked 27th. I just find their logo is kind of blah. And the red jerseys with the red pants have never been my favorite look. I don't really hate the black jersey, but I don't like the angled striping, so I could give other reasons, but it's really just a feel that it doesn't work for me.
For the Carolina Hurricanes, for me, they're in 14th place. I'm a big fan of those home jerseys, the black home jerseys, and their alternates that they introduced last season. And the road jerseys as well, I like personally, but I know a lot of fans don't like that wordmark logo. But also, I do wish they kind of swapped the red jersey and the black jersey. I wish that red jersey would be their home jersey. In my opinion, that would just be a little bit better, but still with Carolina, 14th is pretty decent.
Okay, you have them rated number 14. For me, the Hurricanes are my second favorite. I love the colors, first of all. Black, red, and white is just so solid. I really love that they went back to the black jersey with the flag logo on the front. I think that's a great look. The original red with the Hurricane logo and the kind of square trim on the bottom is a classic. There's just everything to like about this jersey set and nothing that I don't like.
Honestly, yeah, I totally agree, and I would have put them even higher. Just if their away jersey didn't have the wordmark logo and actually had the Hurricane logo, then I would have definitely put them in my top 10 because it is a jersey set that is pretty strong and they have a really good identity. For the Chicago Blackhawks, and they're coming in 7th place for me. In terms of longevity, history, all of that, the Chicago Blackhawks are up there, and the reason why they haven't changed them is because they do look really good. Perhaps maybe there could be an alternate jersey in here, and that's kind of why I put it down in 7th place.
For the Chicago Blackhawks, we're a little bit apart again. I have them down at 17. I know this is a classic Original Six jersey, and one of the things that you can definitely admire about it is the consistency. They've kept it so similar from year to year. I've got to just give it middle of the pack.
And for the Colorado Avalanche, I put them in 13th place, kind of mid-pack for them. And for me, I am a fan of all three of these jerseys, but it is just a matter of there are better jersey sets throughout the NHL. We've seen it with the Sabres, we've seen it with the Flames already. But yeah, overall, it just isn't my favorite set in the NHL.
Okay, moving on to the Colorado Avalanche. I know they have like the mountain shape at the bottom. They've had that forever. Something just doesn't entirely work. It could use just kind of a stripped down version. I've liked a lot of the alt jerseys that they've used actually better than the burgundy and the home burgundy and the away white. I wasn't a big fan when they moved to the blue pants rather than the black, but the color combination overall is pretty unique in the leagues.
I'm honestly surprised how low you put Colorado, just because I think all three jerseys on their own are pretty solid. But I guess this is where we disagree in terms of our jersey preferences. For the Columbus Blue Jackets, and I'm kind of surprised myself how I put this team so high at number 15. And I think really what carried it is the alternate jersey, the Cannon jersey is just so nice. I do think their home and away set is pretty good and doesn't really get the credit it deserves. I think these jerseys individually aren't the best jerseys in the league. Obviously they're not, but I think as a set, as a brand for Columbus, I think it does a really good job.
All right, the Columbus Blue Jackets. The more I looked at this, the more I realized that I really do quite like it. There's a lot to like here. The way that the striping is thin and different. The way again, kind of like with Buffalo, the white jersey has the blue shoulders and the solid blue is just solid blue. I am a fan of the alternate jersey with the cannon if they're still going to use that.
For the Dallas Stars now, and originally I had this team kind of way lower in my rankings, but I had to bump them up just because I was thinking about my recent video I did about the Stars and how they moved to this kind of branding, and I realized I really didn't give it enough credit, so I put them in my top 5. They are 5th place, and obviously the home and away jerseys in Victor Green are really nice, and I love how that alternate with the neon green really stands out from these two other jerseys. That is exactly what an alternate jersey is for, in my opinion.
It's interesting that when we agree, we're really close within a few spots of each other, and the ones that we don't agree on are like miles apart. So this brings me to my number 2, the Dallas Stars. There's just so much to love about this jersey set. The colors are just really strong and simple. There's no added like accent color. There doesn't need to be. The numbers and the fonts they've chosen are really good, and what really makes it a great set is of course that skyline green, but it is one of the most unique jerseys that stands out when I'm always happy to see them wearing it. And I just think for overall feel, this is so consistent and solid and fun and just a great jersey set.
For the Detroit Red Wings, I put them in a cool 9th place. I think their jerseys are very nice, historic, very simple and very basic, but it gets to the point. You know, this team is one of the most historic in the NHL, original 6. They don't need an alternate jersey. So this to me is pretty perfect at number 9.
For the Detroit Red Wings, I have them at number 20, which might sound a little low because I don't dislike it. I just couldn't rank it ahead of others that I liked so much better. This reminds me again of with the Blackhawks, where it's been so consistent over the years, and I give them a lot of credit for that. It's just a good looking jersey. I'm sure when prospects are called up and they get to wear it, they're excited because it looks really good.
For the Edmonton Oilers now, and yeah, I do like their home jersey. I like how they went kind of to the more royal blue, but I have put it down in 17th place because I'm not a huge fan of the alternate and the away jersey. I think those are both weak jerseys in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of them, but kind of what pushed this forwards in my ranking was the nice home jersey. I really like the contrast there.
Okay, for the Edmonton Oilers, sorry, but I rate them down at 23. As I said before, I'm just not a big fan of orange. I don't think it's a color that, presents strength. I think I am actually a fan of the deep navy blue with the orange and no white. There's something just really clean about it that looks cool. I wouldn't want them to wear that all the time, but it's my favorite of their 3. The other ones, there's just too much orange, and I wish I didn't have to see Connor McDavid in this jersey, to be honest.
For the Florida Panthers now, and this is one of my least favorite jersey sets, and number 1, I'm not a huge fan of their new design. I'm not a huge fan of this logo. Like, the jerseys are just alright for me. They don't really scream Florida. And then additionally, I wish they had an alternate jersey as well. Maybe go back to that Leaping Panther logo for an alternate.
Yeah, the Panthers, I have them at 22. There's something about the logo with the cross stripe that is just a little awkward. I do like the colors, and overall I like the badge style logo, but something doesn't work. This could really use an update. I'd love to see what someone might be able to do with it.
Now for the LA Kings, I originally had this pretty low, but I brought it up to 22nd place because I really do like that alternate. Gotta love the chrome buckets as well. But what brings it down are the home and away jerseys, and also that this jersey set doesn't actually have any colors to it. It is just black, white, and silver. I do wish they had some more injections of color, maybe purple. Something different would be great, and that would really boost this up the rankings. But right now, it is in 22nd place for LA.
Okay, the LA Kings is one that we don't really agree on. I have it all the way up at number 8. A jersey can look different when you just look at it individually, and then when you see the whole team skating with them on. When you see the Kings in those black jerseys, I mean, they look menacing. It's just a strong look. I love that on their alternate jersey, they've gone back to that crown badge shape. I think that looks really cool. I love both the home and away. I do not like those tin foil shiny helmets, so they might lose a point for that one. But overall, this is definitely in my top 10.
I'm actually sad you don't like those chrome buckets. I think they're really fun. For the Minnesota Wild, I put them in 19th place, and I'm a huge fan of their home jerseys. I really like that design. Super unique, and I love that color scheme as well, also with a great logo. I'm not a huge fan of the away jersey. I think they should redesign it. And also, I've included that alternate jersey, the reverse retro from last season. I think they are looking around and seeing if they can make a new alternate jersey for next season, but that is the speculation right now. But either way, they're in 19th place, kind of mid-pack.
Another one that we're quite a bit apart on that I like a lot, I have them at number 9, is the Minnesota Wild. Maybe I like green more than I realized, but I really like their white away jersey with the green shoulders and the socks. It's a really strong combination. I'm not as much of a fan of their home greens, but if I can just kind of sneak in the feel of that reverse retro with the gold and yellow, that would be awesome if they'd use that as their primary jersey. So that's why for me, they're right up there.
For the Montreal Canadiens, and again, another original six team like the Chicago Blackhawks, like the Detroit Red Wings, that don't have an alternate jersey. And of course, they don't need it at all. These are fantastic jerseys. That's why I put them in third place. That home jersey is so nice. The away jersey as well, maybe a little bit less flashy, less interesting than the home jersey, but still, this connection, these two jerseys together, really make a nice uniform set. It has lasted through the test of time, so very well done to Montreal.
Okay, the Montreal Canadiens, you can't not love it. I mean, I have it at number 6. It's just a classic. I especially like the home whites with the shoulders, but I mean, the red jersey works just as well. And they don't really need any alternates. This is the classic color and style. This is just class all the way through.
For the Nashville Predators, and again, kind of like Florida, I wish they did have an alternate jersey as a brand they could use with a different alternate jersey, maybe a darker kind of blue color. And I do like this home and away combo. They aren't the best jerseys by a long shot, but I do like the unique colors. I like the gold. I like the blue. It just works as a home and away set, but I do wish they had an alternate.
Okay, it's hard to give an explanation for why you don't like a jersey. I rated the Nashville Predators at number 30. I don't like the yellow color. I don't like the gold yellow helmets. Not a big fan of their logo. That's not the worst part for me. I think it's just too much gold, yellow, and it just doesn't look good on the ice. That's all I have really for that one.
For the New Jersey Devils, they are in 21st place in my list, and I like the home and away set. Individually, these jerseys really aren't remarkable jerseys. They're just kind of average, run-of-the-mill Devils jerseys, but I think as a tandem, they do work together. And then that alternate jersey, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do get the idea of having a black jersey. I just wish they had a different logo to complement it.
For New Jersey, it seems like we're pretty close again. I have them at number 25. Looking it over, and I don't really hate it. There's just nothing about it that raises it up for me. I'm not a big fan of the jersey, and if they're going to use that, that's why I knocked it down a couple of points. I don't mind their home whites. I don't really like the red as much. This one is just kind of a weaker look and not really in my top half at all.
For the New York Islanders, and really individually, I think these jerseys are pretty good, especially that home and away set. I think those are pretty decent, but what really brings it down is the alternate jersey. I don't understand why they have that New York logo. I think it's pretty bad. I also don't understand how generic that alternate jersey is, so I think that really dropped it down lower in my rankings at 24th.
And we found it. The New York Islanders are my number 32 least favorite jersey. All the reasons I said about orange, there's just so much orange here, and the bright blue that they wear with it is as bad or worse than the Oilers combination. Their logo is just meh. I just can't say anything good about this jersey.
But now, in contrast to their neighbors on Long Island, the New York Rangers have a really nice home and away jersey set. It's one of the more iconic jersey sets. Yeah, the Rangers wordmark maybe isn't the best, and for that reason, I put them in my top 10. They're in 10th place, and also I do want them to have an alternate, so I have included last year's reverse retro jersey as an idea for what they could have for next season.
All right, moving on to the New York Rangers. I have them down at number 24. That feels a little low because I want to give them the respect as an original 6, but I've never really liked the striping on their pants, and now that they're just using the Rangers word mark down diagonal, I'm not a big fan of kind of that 3D number look, and it's a little bit busy, so that's just where this one lands for me.
For the Ottawa Senators, I put them in 26th place, and I do like these jerseys, don't get me wrong, but they don't have a lot of character, kind of similarly to Florida. I also wish they had an alternate logo, maybe including their old 3D logo, because I actually did like that logo. But for Ottawa, I just think there's a lot of things missing in this, and that's why they're in 26th place.
Okay, the Ottawa Senators for me are a strong contender. They're at number 10. Again, this is a color scheme that I do like. I like the way it looks when the players are all wearing the black with the red trim. And the white is just, a nice balance for that. I'm glad they went back to their original Gladiator logo. The numbering and lettering are great. The numbers on the sleeves look good. Solid jersey from a good Canadian team.
For Philadelphia, I've kind of put them on the lower end of my rankings in 23rd, and the reason is because we haven't seen these jerseys on ice fully, so I don't really have too much of an opinion on how good they look. I think they are a step up from their predecessors from last season, but again, we just haven't seen enough of them on the ice right now.
For Philadelphia, I have them surprisingly at number 7, and this goes against my dislike of orange philosophy, but they're going for a darker, almost rustier orange. It's subtle, but I think it's going to look really good. I love that they've kind of kept the old style. Some people hate it with that nameplate. I just think that's their identity, and they're sticking with it, and that's what makes this just a solid jersey combination.
For the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I do like their home and away jerseys as a set. Individually, I'm not a huge fan of them. That alternate really kind of brings it down for me, and that's why they're down in 25th place. I don't understand why they chose to spell out the entire Pittsburgh name and make the letters super small. So if they change their alternate jersey to actually have a real logo on it, I would definitely put them higher. But to me, that is a huge penalty.
Okay, for the Pittsburgh Penguins, I have them literally right in the middle at number 16. I'm not a big fan of, I guess, the alternate jersey with the Pittsburgh word down the front. I like that they brought back the old logo with the diamond shape skating penguin. I like the colors, and I like the socks and pants. They all go well together, but there's kind of too much of something, too many like color blocks everywhere. Something about it just doesn't rise above that middle.
So for the San Jose Sharks, with their new jersey designs that they released last season, and maybe I am a little bit harsh, but I put them in 31st place. But what I want is a black alternate. Where is the stealth jersey? I don't know why they retired it, and I really don't know why they're in 31st, but some team had to be down there, and it is San Jose.
Another one where I think we disagree pretty strongly. I have San Jose at 12. I love the all teal with the teal top, teal bottom. I like the Sharks logo. I always have. I used to like their black jerseys. Those are still cool. Maybe they'll bring those back. But bold move to switch to the all teal.
Now for the newest team in the NHL, the Seattle Kraken, and they do only have 2 jerseys, the home and away jerseys. These are some of the nicest expansion jerseys ever in history. Totally unique colors. This is the only team to incorporate a cyan color and kind of a darker blue. So I really love that. I also really love the logo. They are in 16th place, which is pretty high for an expansion team in my opinion.
And here's my 5th favorite jersey in the NHL. I think this is one of the best logos, period. I mean, it's stylish, it's simple. I think they did a really good job adding just the touches of red on the sleeves and on the collar. It's a good looking jersey, and for an expansion team to kind of have the cool jerseys that people want to buy is a win for the league, and they actually are performing really well. So there's a lot of good feelings around this jersey. I like the look. I like those thin numbers, by the way.
For the St. Louis Blues, if you've seen my home jerseys ranking, my alternate jerseys ranking, and my away jerseys ranking, you'll know that I love these St. Louis Blues jerseys, and I've put them in 4th place for this reason. And yeah, I love every single one of these jerseys. I like how the logo is actually a different color in every single one of these jerseys. I think my favorite has to be the alternate, the kind of throwback look. I really like that a lot. But I guess the reason why it's not in my top 3 or number 1 is because they do look similar. They're all kind of blue. In my top 3, I kind of have more contrast in my jerseys. But either way, it's still a fantastic set in 4th place for St. Louis.
All right, up next are the St. Louis Blues, and I know this is one of your favorites, but I have them ranked at 14. I like a lot about the jersey, but there's just a lot of blue, let's be honest. I like their home dark jerseys. I think that the royal blue with the darker blue works really well together. I'm not a big fan of the lighter powder blue, so that brings them down a notch for me. I love the logo. I like the number style, and the striping is just very conservative, which fits for a team that was in the first expansion after the original 6.
Now for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I put the Lightning in 20th place. I do like their home and away set. I think it looks pretty good. I do wish they had an alternate jersey in this set, and I think for me that's why it's really pushing it down to 20th place. It would be pretty high on this list if you just added an alternate.
And we're back to the basement for me. Number 29 is Tampa Bay. Pretty much they look like a mirror image of the Toronto Maple Leafs with the same stripe. Main thing that makes them look different, of course, is the lightning stripe on the pants, and I've never been a fan of that. I try not to hate on teams, but this is one that when I see it, I just have a bad reaction to it.
For the Toronto Maple Leafs now, and I put them in 8th place, pretty high in my top 10, and I really like their home and away jerseys. This is probably the best version of their home and away jerseys that they've had in their history. I'm a huge fan of that new logo that they came out with. But for the alternate jersey, I'm not a huge fan of that one. So I have kind of dropped it down for that reason. I'm just not a huge fan of that next generation look.
Okay, the Toronto Maple Leafs are my number 1 favorite jersey set. Not biased at all by the fact that they're also my favorite team, but it's a classic 2-color jersey. Along with the Red Wings, I think they're the only teams that have just 2 colors. What I really love is their alternate jersey with the black, the Justin Bieber reversible jersey. Some people hated it and thought it was too dark, but I thought it looked so sharp on the ice, and they've continued to wear it. I just think it's a strong set. Everything's done with clean lines, easy to read, and looks good on the ice, and that's really the best thing you can ask for a jersey set. So that's my number 1.
All right, for the Vancouver Canucks now, in my opinion, these jerseys don't get enough love throughout the NHL. Yeah, I just think they've done an excellent job with their home jerseys, really great away jerseys as well. And then of course we have to talk about that alternate jersey. They brought this into their rotation last season and it looks fantastic. It really creates a great contrast between the home and away set as well. And for that reason, I put them all the way up in 2nd place. These are fantastic jerseys and I had to praise them for that reason. They originally were kind of lower down in my rankings, but I looked at them and I was like, wait a second, this deserves actually more praise than I originally thought. And yeah, they're all the way up in 2nd place for me.
I have them pretty much in the middle range at number 15. I do love the black, red, and yellow throwback jerseys that they use, but the green and blue overall just doesn't work that great for me. I like the style, I like the striping, don't like the colors. That's the main thing. Sorry, I know it's one of your favorites.
For the Vegas Golden Knights, and they're in 12th place for me. I'm a huge fan of this set in general. Individually, these jerseys aren't that remarkable, but if you look at them all in their set here, they all match each other and they all complement each other very well. And I think that's really what I like most about these jerseys, is that they all work together as a brand, as a Las Vegas brand. I really like that.
Well, sorry, Vegas Golden Knight fans wearing all your Stanley Cup gear, congratulations. But this jersey set for me is 26. The colors are just really among my least favorites. I do like their primary logo, that's fine. I really disliked the shiny gold jerseys that they wore all playoffs long. The one I do like is the darker gray that they wore at home with the gray helmets. I wish they would have stuck to those.
And for the Washington Capitals, this is my last place team. In 32nd place, we have the Washington Capitals jersey set, and I'm not a fan of that home and away. I think they should just get entirely new jerseys. And again, the alternate doesn't really add anything to the set at all. That logo is not really what we want. I think we all want that eagle logo that they already have. But yeah, really nothing to say about this. I'm not a huge fan of this brand at all.
Why? Why is this your least favorite? I mean, you can't go wrong with red, white, and blue. I guess ranking at 32, though, that's harsh. If the Capitals wear that alternate uniform, that one's actually my favorite. And their red home jersey is my second favorite. For me, Washington is 13th overall.
And lastly, for the Winnipeg Jets, and they are actually not that much better than the Capitals in 30th place. The home and away jerseys are decent, but again, they're not my favorite. I'm not a huge fan of them. I really like their alternate jerseys, but I think just because the home and away jerseys really bring it down for me. I can't really put it ahead of any of these other teams, so they are in 30th place, unfortunately. Sorry, Winnipeg Jets fans.
Okay, the Winnipeg Jets, I have them ranked 21. They just seem to try to do too much with changing up the logo and colors a lot. The white jersey doesn't work as well for me for some reason. And the third jersey, if they're using that with the red, is not a good looking jersey. I don't know why. It just doesn't reflect back to the old Winnipeg Jets. This is just kind of a mess. Let's just move on.
But yeah, that will do it for this video and for this ranking. Thank you so much for watching. Also want to thank Gameday Hockey for joining me in this ranking. It was super fun to make this video.
Maybe we can do another one of these sometime. Thanks for having me. I really love your channel. I hope everyone will subscribe and support. We might have another collab over on my channel, Gameday Hockey, so watch for that too.
Please check out her channel. I put it in the description, so check out Gameday Hockey in the links posted. If you like this video, drop a like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. Also, click on this video right now to watch my NHL alternate jerseys ranking. It'll be up on screen. Definitely take a look at that video. Also, leave a comment down below with your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. Thank you so much for watching though, and I will see you in the next one.